last video episode on making a 72 tooth gear for Deez Vevor lathe. I'm not going to show actually cutting the teeth because you need to really concentrate, or I need to concentrate, because it's so easy to lose track of where you are and make a wrong cut and ruin everything. Something else I wasn't going to show, broaching, because that's done in the arbor press and it takes a lot of force and you're hammering and doing all kinds of things. So if you want to watch Deez actually receiving the package, he's going to release it Saturday, tomorrow at, I think he said 12 o'clock. So go and look at Deez Workshop. He will be receiving it and testing it out. Some threads, doing some threading and stuff. So, well, I hope you enjoy this video and maybe see you next Friday. Okay, there's the blank Deez. I'm at 2 inches, 834 thou exactly. The nut was causing a wobble, which wouldn't have made a difference at all. And I was thinking, can you find a metric nut made in the United States? Probably not. I got swarf everywhere here. So I said, what the heck? Let me use the threading die as the nut. And the wobble's gone. So it's perfect. So I'm at dimension. There's the blank. I want to chamfer it, but I can't get the cutter back far enough to do the two sides. I need to do it somehow. Probably put this on after. I really have to move that tool back a lot. Jeez, yeah, I'm gonna hit. Open it. Yeah, it's got to come way the heck back. Alright, I gotta do it though. Because if I do it after I cut the teeth, then I'm going to have a burr on this side and this side. If I do it now, I'm just going to have a burr on one side. So, loosen this guy up, bring this cutter way back. And I figured, yeah, 45. I just got to kind of touch it. That's loose, that's loose. Alright, how far back do I got to go? Oh, geez, I'm way back. Alright, well, that'll do it. So, and I'm going to have to do it by hand, yeah. Alright, so, right, okay. Just barely want to touch it. There, that side's done. Right, is that enough? Yeah, I need a little bit more than that. There, that's perfect, huh? Yeah, that looks, tiny more. Just a tad more. There. Oh, yeah, that's it now. Alright, now I gotta figure out how to do the other side. All these spam collars or whatever. It's ridiculous. Loosen this and put it back the way it's supposed to be. Uh-oh, my wife. Well, I wish the tripod would tilt down further, but it doesn't. Turns out, I don't know why this is marked, you know, etched on it as an under. It is an over. What I did was I put my mid-to-toyo micrometer in the stand. I dialed in exactly what this thing said, which was what? Where is it on the print? 0.4702 something, whatever. It wouldn't spin. So I took it up a half a thou and it just spun. So this isn't over. Eventually I'll take the die grinder and cut it shorter. But I don't understand the markings on it, why it's over and whatever. On the cutters here for Mod 1, I had bought a couple of them off of eBay, not realizing they have ranges to them. I need a magnifying glass to see this. For instance, this one will only cut from 14 to 16 teeth. So I spent a lot of money trying to get the whole set. My advice is, if you're going to do this, buy the whole set off of eBay. I think it's 70 bucks. I probably spent way more than 100 on this. This is right everything over 135. I don't need that. I'm cutting 72 teeth. So who do I want? This is 35 to 54. So it's the next one up. There are oiled to death because I don't want them rusting. This is 55 to 134. So this is the one that I want. 55, right, 74. Okay, and here's the arbor that I had made for it, and I'm going to be spinning that way, so I want it on here that way, right? Yeah. Don't put it on backwards accidentally, and you won't be cutting anything. So I can't tighten this up until I have it in the mill and I can lock the spindle. But that's it. And there's the blank, one beautiful blank here in Deez with a nice threading nut to keep the wobble out of it. So let me set all this stuff up in the mill now. Yeah, I know the lighting isn't too good on this, but so I had put this on the granite surface, test indicator 2/10 run out, so that's good. Wobble is 0 here, so because I never took the nut off from the lathe. I hate trying to figure out what the height is, because the only thing I can do is just eyeball it. You know, bring everything over and eyeball the center of the thing here. You know, it's got that little dot from turning it, facing it. And then I know I'm supposed to go every 5 degrees. I know these are degrees here, 1, 2, 3, or 5, but I don't get this. The plate shows 3. If I go 5 degrees, it's halfway between the 3 and the 4. So what is that, 3.5 degrees? I don't know. But I'm looking at it, I measured everything. It's doing it correctly as far as I can tell. Boy, I'd hate to ruin this plate, let me tell you. I'm taking my first 5/1000ths cut. Am I right position? Yeah, I think I am. I'm on, 4 degrees, okay. So it's nice, no run out on this thing, so good. 2/10, I don't care. So now I want to go 4.5 or 5 more degrees. There, am I clear? Yeah. I want to go that way, there. All right, 4.5. So yeah, this is going to take a while, 72, and I'm going to have to do it a number of times. So now I want to go to 5 degrees. There's 5 degrees. I'm going to stop it and spin it around and make sure it looks right. I'm sure it does. Alright, so stop it. I'm at 5 degrees. And take a look at it. Yeah, all perfect. Perfect. I measured the pitch that I had calculated, and it's correct. 123 thou. Oops, I'm at 5. What did I say? Was that 4? Shoot. 3.5, 4. Oh well. See, that's why I got to do this off camera. Because I'm going to screw up. I know it. Well, first 360 degrees done. And you can see the red marks. I did count it. That is 72 teeth. And I hope that's what he really wanted. So now, put it back on 0 degrees here. There is 0. So now I'm going to start taking deeper cuts. Because I got to go in, what was it, 40 thou or something like that. But soon it'll start looking like a gear, and yes, it's throwing junk everywhere. Boy, this takes a toll on your back when you're 68 years old, but I'm only 45 thou in, but it's beginning to look, come on, let go there. Beginning to look like a gear, and it meshes nicely too. You know, I can, it's going to be perfect when I'm done. I love it. Oh, what's this junk? So I am going to have to do a lot of deburring. I needed to chamfer that more than that. But whatever, I'll just sit there under a magnifying glass with a file and clean it up. Alright, where's 0 degrees? There it is. Alright, there's 0. But 72 passes. Jeez, I've already done it, I think, 5 times. Yeah, I started at 5, went to 20, 35, I don't know, 45, something, whatever. 4 or 5 passes or something. So I double checked everything. It's still tight and that's still good. Because yeah, I've had the collet nut come loose and the cutter dropped down and screwed up hours and hours worth of work gone. So turn that light off. No, I don't know. Try it from maybe a different angle here to let you kind of see what it looks like. I don't know, is that? I can't say. Oh, I stopped the thing. Where is the? I don't know where this gear. Oh, there's the gear. Okay, couldn't see it. Spin it around a bit there. All right. Well, folks, there it is, complete with its spacer on there. 72 teeth. To keep it to spec, I was supposed to go in 89 thousandths. But looking at these gears, which aren't to spec, to make it mesh right, I had to go into 100 thousandths. So, and I wish I could have chamfered this edge deeper, but I just don't have the depth on my lathe. And I did nick one tooth. I didn't pull the cutter out far enough. Started to rotate. Pisses me off. There it is. Yeah, it's not that bad though, so big deal. So now I need to make this bushing to cut the threads. I've got the, and I'm looking at it going, that's not that deep. But then I'm looking at a gear that I made. It's the same thing, not very deep at all. So I'm wondering if I can do this with one bushing, because I have, nobody ever tells you this too. This is a 1/8 A and this is a 1/8 B. What's the difference between A and B? The thickness of them. This guy is pretty darn thin. You probably can't see that. B is like twice as thick. Way thicker, yeah. Maybe you can see it, maybe not, but yeah, that's a lot thicker. So I'm wondering if I can get away with one bushing, because I can make it deep enough that it just scratches the surface. Use the A deeper and then the B really deep. Which tube is this? This is the B, right? Yeah, B. Alright, B goes in probably this one. Plus I have my own bushings already in there for 3mm. Yeah, it turns out that a 1/8 is basically a 3mm bushing. Or shim. I'm saying that wrong. Alright, this guy. Yeah, there's mine too. That's my homemade one. Incredibly thin. So I can even add this one on if I want. So yeah, the piece of wire one I made. So get on with going over to the lathe. I'm not going to show machining it. So I just need to do the 12mm and a head. I'm going to start with 3/4, because 5/8 just isn't that much of a shelf or hat, whatever you want to call that, on there. This one, yeah, see, this is not enough. So that way I can really control it nicely. So almost done with this gear, and then ship it off. Well, as you can hear, it was time to turn on the air conditioning. I actually haven't tried this guy in here. It should fit. But there's the piece, the bushing to do it. Turns out I was counting on this one, which I showed was thicker. This is a B 1/8. It's not 1/8. It's really wide, so I couldn't use it. I'm gonna wind up sending it back, but oh yeah, okay, too many, but Keyway should fit. Yep, it fits perfectly. All right, Deez. So this is the only 72 tooth 12mm bore 3mm Keyway gear on the planet, I guess. So it's ready to get packaged up. Add this to, I don't know what steel I used on these. These are nice and shiny. This sucker's big. I don't know, this was 1144 that I used, my favorite stuff. Oh, it's not going to fit in there. Alright, so bunch of Keyways. It got a little scratched up here doing the broaching, yeah, especially this side, because that's where the bushing was. You can see the marks on it. And I don't want to put the outside joss back on the lathe just to clean it up, so if you want, you can Scotch-Brite it. All right, project done.